Today I'm going to be discussing some ways that I make money and I save money on top of my full-time income. I do not work a part-time job or work what I would consider like a really good side hustle, as I don't bring money in like every single month from these, but it does help me with my budget. It does help me pay down my debt even more. So I figured I would share them with you. If you've never watched any of my videos, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this. I'm hoping that it inspires you or gives you some new things to look at if it appeals to you. I am Deidre. I'm in my mid to late 30s. I work full-time in healthcare, and I have been budgeting for a few years now and paying down debt. And I'm hoping to have my debt paid off by the end of next year so that in 2026 I'm able to buy a different place and hopefully be able to own my first pet. So let's get into it. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so you can see it. I've written down some notes and some things that might be useful. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so the first thing is I sell on Poshmark Canada. I actually have been selling on there since January of 2020, and I am a Posh ambassador. Now, I wouldn't consider this like a traditional like side hustle because I'm not guaranteed any income from it. It really is all based on any sale that I make. However, I have been very fortunate to make sales on there, but I also have to be pretty active on there as well, sharing, attending posh parties, making offers to buyers, uploading new items. The items I am selling on here are stuff that I already have or that I acquire through purchasing myself, or if somebody gives me something for free and I just don't need it anymore or just don't need it. I'm not going out. I'm not going to thrift stores. I'm not going to places to find items to resell. It's more about decluttering stuff that I already have to make just space in my own place, as well as just make a little extra money. So I do know that there are people that do a lot of reselling, and good for them. I just don't do that. So some other notes is that I've actually made at least one sale for 27 months straight, at least one sale every single month. So that really is an accomplishment. Again, it's whether or not people are looking to buy. I did make $1,590.73 in 2023. This was after all the discounts and fees that Poshmark does take. So that was actually a huge amount, and majority of it actually did go to help me pay down my debt. So that's awesome. The average sale that I made last year was $19.88 that I got. The lowest was $1.12. Again, you're kind of at the mercy of who's buying and how much they're wanting to pay as well. Sometimes if you discount shipping, then of course that comes off your total. And the highest that I made was $102.33, and that was on a Coach purse that I had had for years and years and was no longer using, and had been sitting in storage for a long time, and I just couldn't see myself using it for the foreseeable future. So in an effort to declutter as well as make some money, I listed that, and that was my highest sale. Some things to note: that Poshmark fees, they do take 20% of the total sale when it's over a $20 sale. If it's under $20, they take $3.95. So that's just like a straight amount that they take on any sale under $20, and also any shipping discount that you give. So sometimes if you've ever purchased from there, you might be offered like a shipping discount. That money is taken off the seller's fees as well. So like I say, it's not really, I do make money, but I don't, like, if my lowest is $1.12, that's not a lot of money. Again, these are not items that I went out and purchased to resell. They were items I already had, and probably some of them did add to my debt. So it's nice to just make any sale. but that is something to note if you are looking to sell on there. I do find you do need to be pretty active to make your sales, so just keep that in mind. It's also a great place to buy things. I've purchased tons of stuff off of there, especially if you're after something maybe discontinued or unique. It's a great place, so I will continue to do this for as long as I have items to sell. Another platform that I do use to sell is Facebook Marketplace and eBay, and I tend to only list certain items on either platform. eBay is a lot of work. It's kind of like Poshmark, but just I find the items I am selling are just selling on Poshmark. Oh, and I will include my referral link. It's always in the description of every video, so if you want to check it out, feel free. Facebook Marketplace, again, I only list a few items, and they're more the heavier items that, you know, you would want somebody to come pick up, you know, from you. So yeah, I don't really tend to use these too much. For certain things I will, but I've been mainly using Poshmark. Now we'll get into some things that I do that help me bring in a little extra income that don't require a whole lot of work. So the first is the cattle app, and I believe it is Canadian only. Again, I do have a referral link in my description, and I always do. So what you do is you scan applicable receipts. So they'll have, like, if you scan a Walmart receipt within, you know, that week, then you'll maybe get, like, say 10 cents or 25 cents, and it builds up. And you can do a daily survey, and sometimes they have extra surveys, and usually every daily survey gives you 5 cents to, like, your bank. And then special surveys might be like 25 cents. And what you do is you build them up, and when you get $20 in your bank, we'll call it, you get to cash out, and they actually send you a physical check. So since I've been doing this, I don't remember when I started it, a few years at least, I do always do the daily survey, and I do scan any applicable receipts. And they also sometimes give you, like, cash for if you buy certain items from certain stores or just in general. I don't tend to buy those items, so but I've actually made $60 so far from this, and I've gotten the physical actual check. It does take a little while to process, and it does take me anywhere from like 3 to 6 months. It just kind of depends, but hey, $20 in my hands, I will definitely take it. So next up we have receipt hog. I'm sure some people have heard of this. It's kind of like cattle. So what you do is you scan your receipts, and sometimes they'll give you coins, sometimes they'll give you like a chance at like a grand prize type thing that they're doing that month, and then they also sometimes do the odd survey. The reason why I also like using this app, not only does it add rewards, and when you get to 1,000 reward points or reward coins, you can cash out. You can cash out for like an Amazon gift card, and that's just $5. It goes up from there. PayPal, directly to your PayPal, a Visa, kind of like gift card, and I think there's one more. I've only ever used the Amazon and PayPal, but it really helps me keep track of all my receipts and what was purchased and the cost of them as well. So if you're ever like that person that's like, how much did I pay for item X when I last bought it? All you have to do is go to your app, find the receipt, and because you take a photo of your receipt, it'll tell you right there. So it really has been helpful. I scan my mom's receipts all the time, and sometimes she'll say, oh, how much was, you know, that item, you know, the last time we bought it, and I can just pull it up on my phone and tell her how much it was. So that's also really cool. You're not having to like keep notebooks or a spreadsheet or anything like that. It's like on your phone. And I've actually made $50 of rewards so far. I typically get this about every 4 or 5 months, just based on the receipts that I'm scanning. And I scan anywhere from like my grocery receipts, my gas receipts, my pharmacy receipts. You can link your Amazon account, so when you make a purchase, it counts. I do Walmart grocery pickup, and I've linked that. So yeah, it's really been not only getting the rewards, but just being able to keep track of everything has really, really helped me. And so if you're that type of person that doesn't want to write it in a notebook, scanning a receipt, you can just pull it up on your phone anytime. It works great. The next sort of like way or app or whatever you want to call it that I help to save me money as well as make money is Rakuten. I'm sure most of you have heard of it. I've actually been a member since 2019, and since I joined, I have made $576.60. Now, I don't do as much online shopping as I did back in 2019, but I will usually go to the Rakuten website and see if there's any amounts, or also like the cash back, depending on which website I am shopping. I've created like a favorites list as well, so it is something that I do use. I don't make a ton, again, because I'm not doing a lot of online shopping, but every little bit helps. So, and again, I will leave a link for Receipt Hog, Rakuten, and Cattle in my description. They're always in my description. I use them all the time, so that's why I'm linking them. Next up, we have Air Miles. So this is, I'm not too sure about anybody else around the world, but Air Miles in Canada has been around for an extremely long time. I use it to collect points for cash miles, not rewards. So I use it when I get enough cash miles that for $10 off, I can get it off my gas at Shell. I can redeem it in an e-voucher. So I don't use it to things like flights. I use it more for cash for every single day, and that's just been my preferred method. I do tend to redeem most of my Air Miles for gas. Gas is not cheap, and every little bit helps going toward that. I mean, it does take a while to build up for a $10 off. It does require 95 cash miles, so and there's a lot of stores that no longer use Air Miles as their partner program, so it does take a long time, but again, $10 off is $10 off. I do actually use their online shop. If you go to airmilesshop.ca, they will sometimes offer you extra Air Miles. It's usually for every $20 spent. If they have like a really good offer on the store that I'm going to be purchasing from, I use them over Rakuten because you can't really use both. So yeah, I will usually check out Rakuten and Air Miles shop just to see which one has the better offer, depending on how much I'm spending. So Rakuten I'll tend to use if I know I'm not going to collect a lot of Air Miles, because you have to spend a minimum of $20 to get one Air Mile. So I know if it's not going to be a huge purchase, I'll try and use Rakuten. So yeah, that is another app that I use to help me save money, as well as, we'll call it, make money. I also use a whole bunch of other reward programs, and these are all pretty much Canadian exclusive. So I use PC Optimum. They are owned by like the Loblaws company, which owns like Shoppers Drug Mart, No Frills, Independent, Real Canadian Superstore. I mainly collect and redeem points at Shoppers Drug Mart. I tend to do grocery shopping not at Superstore or No Frills. The odd time I will do No Frills. But yeah, that is mainly where I've been collecting, and I've been a member for like, probably like at least over 15 years, probably like 20 years. And I've almost always tended to collect more at Shoppers Drug Mart because I tend to go there for a lot of things. Next up is Petro-Canada. So I use my points to redeem for a fuel savings card that gets me 5 cents off 200 liters of fuel. And this really does, 5 cents here, you're thinking, but 5 cents off fuel can be huge. So that is mainly what I use it for. I tend to buy my gas at Petro-Canada or Shell. Those are just my preferred because I get something when I go to either one. Be Well is Rexall drugs, their reward program, and I tend to mainly collect it at a Rexall store. The Rexall store that I go to is about 15 minutes away from where my parents live. So I go there once in a while if I'm out visiting my parents. I don't shop there a ton just because it is actually a fair distance from me. It's about 45-50 minutes, so I don't tend to go there a lot. But if I'm at my parents', then I sometimes go to that store, because sometimes they have really good deals on things. So I tend to collect these points on their program in store, but I sometimes redeem them online at their online store, which is well.ca. It just kind of depends. And I do tend to go when I have that like bonus points on my app. Like if you spend over a certain amount and I know I'm going to spend that, then I get the extra points. So that's quite nice. Hudson's Bay, I used to shop there quite a bit. I actually became like a VIP member years ago. I haven't for the last few years. I think you have to spend a minimum of $1,000 or something like that in a year. I don't go there very often since I started changing my spending habits, but I do use their points to just save me money right off the order or whatever I'm purchasing. So that's how I tend to do it. Indigo Rewards, which is Canadian bookstore brand. I used to shop there a lot. I actually tend to go to a secondhand bookstore that I quite love. So I don't shop there very often, but when I do, again, when I collect the points and I'm able to redeem them off an order, or if I'm shopping in store, that's what I tend to do. Next up is our Scene points. I don't actually collect very often. I don't tend to shop at the stores that they offer the points at, but when I do, of course, I make sure to use it. And I actually tend to use it just towards money off. And I have in the past used it towards like a gift card that I can add to like a birthday gift or a Christmas gift. So yeah. We'll move on. Sephora. So I used to be a huge Sephora shopper. At one time I was Rouge. I have not been Rouge for a while, which is okay, but I tend to build up the points, which are not very great. It's not a very great reward system, I'll be very honest, but when I do, I tend to use them to get the money off. So like the $10 off voucher is what I typically use them for, not so much like the little, you know, like sample sizes. I don't tend to, unless it's something I've been curious about, then I'll do it that way. But I don't shop there a ton anyways, so yeah. Next up is our Tim Hortons app. I use this, I use the points to get free items, which everybody can do. I tend to use mine for coffee. I don't go there a lot, so it does take me a long time to build up points, because I think a coffee's 400 points, and again, I go maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months. So yeah, I don't tend to go out for coffee a lot. I make coffee at home. If I do, sometimes I'll treat myself to a Starbucks, or if Tim Hortons is got like their 20% off hot beverages coupon on the app, then I will stop there. Second Cup, again, I don't go there a lot. I will sometimes treat myself to Second Cup. And they're very similar to Starbucks, although their drinks are way different, but I use the points that I collect for free drinks there. And again, I don't go very often, but when I have enough, I'll tend to treat myself to that free drink. Again, Starbucks, I don't go there a ton, but I do collect the stars. I've actually been a gold member, or I was a gold member because I have the gold card. I don't spend tons of money there anymore, probably since 2016 or so. And when I get enough points, stars, sorry, I will redeem, usually for free drinks. I don't do the lunch or the bakery items. I just tend to go for the free drinks, and I always get a venti, because if I'm getting it for free, I may as well get the biggest drink. I don't make it a complicated order. I just always get the venti size. And so McDonald's, I don't tend to go there a lot either, but my mom, sometimes when I'm out visiting my parents, likes to go to McDonald's, especially in the summertime. She loves their iced coffees, so I'll use my points. I will collect the points, and then usually I will redeem them for a free drink later on, and sometimes I will use it to get my mom like a iced coffee or something when I'm going out to visit them. And last but certainly not least is I use coupons and clearance tags to help me save money. So coupons could be online coupons or actual physical coupons. So like This is from Bulk Barn, $3 off when your purchase is $15 or more. I try not to spend a ton of money, so like this one is $5 off your purchase of $20 or more. Like, it depends on what I'm getting, or you know what the coupon is, but I do use these when I get these in the mail. Not every single time, I don't make it a goal, but if I keep them in my purse. And if I'm going to that place where I want to go get, we'll just say like Wendy's, if I have a coupon, then I'll use the coupons. So I definitely do keep the coupons that do come in the mail in my purse. And clearance tags, I actually have a couple of examples in case you've never seen them. So this is a deodorant. This is a Rexall actual clearance tag. So it originally was $7.49. They put it on sale for $4.94, and then they have this, as you can see, because I had to take it off. It was $2 off. So this came to $2.94. Now, of course, deodorant is actually not very inexpensive anymore, and I'm not like a stickler to a certain brand or a certain scent, so I picked this up because at $2.94, and it is a big one. It's 65 grams. It's not just like a travel size. I thought that was actually a really good deal. And Shoppers Drug Mart does very similar tags, and Walmart does actually, especially on their food. I just don't have any food ones to show you, but I do peruse like the produce area and for their bread, as well as your local bakeries. I do sometimes do that. Like, they'll say like $2 off, take home tonight, or use tonight, and that's what I do. And for meat and bread, I tend to just throw straight in my freezer anyways. So this is just another example of the clearance tag. So this 2-pack of Crest toothpaste was $14.49. They marked it down to $8.94, and I believe this tag was like $4 or $5. So for 2 things of toothpaste, again, I'm not super brand loyal to toothpaste either. I am to mouthwash, but not to toothpaste. So I picked this up because I really couldn't pass up the deal. And they're not like tiny little travel sizes. Like, these are 90 mils each. So definitely couldn't resist that. So I do tend to peruse the clearance areas of stores when I do go in, if I have the time. If I don't, then I don't. And I tend to only buy things that I know I will use. I will use deodorant. I will use toothpaste. So that is yeah, what I do. So I hope that this gave you guys some ideas for your own life. I would love to know of what you tend to do to either make money or save money. I think we can all learn from each other. And I will catch you on the next one. All right, have a good day, everybody. Bye.